Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Push Forward Podcast, the show where we help you elevate your content game. I'm your host, Alex, and I'm thrilled to join you today. If you're a creator, be it a blogger, YouTuber, podcaster like myself, or even a marketer, I'm that too, right? We are many things these days. That's the beauty of the digital economy. Today's episode is custom made for you. We're diving into the power-packed world of SEO, that is search engine optimization for those of you who are new to the game. And we'll explore some essential tools, strategies that can be specific, tailored to you, the content creator, and also the resources. There are so many resources out there for SEO or marketing in general. And the thing is, though, you don't always know. If you're new to the game, you don't always know what's the difference between quality content and bad content. You might just know about your content and that what you're producing is great, well-intentioned. That's not the case for everyone else, right? So I want to share with you the resources that I have used for more than 15 years and still continue to use. Some of those people in SEO circles are still around, but most of them gone. Because in that time, just like every other niche, every other channel, there have been people that, came and went because they were just selling that snake oil for that moment. And for you as a creator, when you're doing your content for whatever it is that you master, that you're a wizard at, it's important that you put time to grow your owned content. We've talked about it here on the show before. Owned content happens to be primarily what happens on your website. Your email marketing, communication. These are the channels that are directly between you and your audience, right? Whereas, with other types of media, you don't really own the relationship, right? Think about social media. If you're an influencer creator, it's no doubt that you are on social media. But let's face it, shared media, which is what it's considered, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, shared media as opposed to own media, you don't own any of it. You don't even own the content that you share on there, right? So it's important to know that it's rented space, whereas your website, your blog, your email, and the videos that you create, not on YouTube, but videos that you want to host on your website, if you host everything and pay for everything directly, then you have that information and data between you and your user. And then you have earned media, which is like reviews. And then you have paid media, which is like, paid search ads. So all those things are very different, one from the other. And along the way, everybody wants to know the hacks for SEO. There's no real hacks. That's the truth. If you look at any great platform like SEMRush, if you look at Ahrefs, any of those platforms, and the people who lead the SEO effort, the guys who've been around, the girls who've been around 20 years, they're going to tell you that there's really no shortcut. If you look at the Google guide, the SEO guide, and I really recommend whether you're a new creator or whether you've been around and you think you're like the best digital marketer, ask yourself, when was the last time that you reviewed the SEO guide? I don't mean the algorithm changes. The algorithms are always going to change, right? But what I'm talking about is Google Search Central puts out an SEO guide and they update it from time to time. Read that guide. It's hundreds of pages, but it's going to tell you exactly what it's all about. And if you paired that with a, let's say, infographic from SEMRush, the SEO checklist, where it breaks down SEO basics, keyword research, technical SEO, on-page SEO, and then off-page SEO, which is backlinks. Those 5 categories right there, you will be light years ahead of your competition on SEO, because it isn't about just writing lots of content or even quality content for that matter. Believe me, over the years, I've written some really quality content that didn't do so well. Other times I've written something that I thought, I just didn't put a lot of thought into it. Just put out there, a 500-600 word blog post, and all of a sudden it's driving traffic. So the EAT acronym, EEAT, which stands for experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness, those are 4 different elements of creating content that is also not only rated by Google's quality raters. These are actual people. They're tens and thousands of them that rate your website, but also the bots, the crawlers, the algorithm. So you want to understand search engine optimization from like the most basic foundation, right? So again, those things that we talked about, keyword research, the basics of making sure that your website has an SSL certificate, you have a, robots.txt file, you are doing the meta tags, meta descriptions, you're doing all those things. And whether you're hosting your site on WordPress, Shopify, Wix, any other CMS, it doesn't really matter. You need to know how to optimize. And as a creator, you may think, well, that's not my jam. I'm a creator. If I'm a musician, I am simply on YouTube. I do my videos, I put them up on Vimeo, and then I, engage on social media. Yeah, but again, those are rented spaces. You need to bring everybody back to your website. On your website, you're going to be able to, over time, engage in a much deeper level. You're going to be able to create content that maybe is not allowed on those other platforms. You're going to be able to sell, cross-sell, upsell your audience on things that are interesting to them. You can't really do that on the other channels, because when you're trying to sell on the other channels, social media, YouTube included, you are competing with millions of other people who are trying to sell the same things to your audience. So again, all things lead back to your own media. Your own media is partly controlled by you and what the content you put out, and then partly controlled by the algorithm of, search engines like Google, Bing, DuckDuckGo, and many others. So you definitely want to understand that. So the first step for you as a creator is to get an account on Bing Webmaster Tool and Google Search Console. So Google Search Console is free. You signed up. We have tutorials on how to do it. You can have it set up in minutes. Google Search Console is going to give you a lot of rich data about your website, about your links. Then you want to get your Google Tag Manager set up. This way you can track all the different links when you're the source of a specific outbound link, right? But also you want to give people those links as well. Google Analytics is a must. Now you can always use your own hosting company's analytics and insights tools, but they're not as good as Google Analytics. So GA4 or Google Analytics 4 is a must. Set that up as well. Very simple to do. You create a free account. You're going to be able to see what users came to your site, how long they spent on it, which pages they came to, and which keywords are working, where are you seeing conversion, where are the sources of traffic coming from. And you're going to be able to basically optimize your entire digital marketing plan as a creator, not only on your website, but your email newsletter. You should have an email newsletter because that falls also under the own media. Have an email newsletter. It's very important for you. That goes hand in hand with the website. I understand if you're doing fantastic monetizing on YouTube and Facebook and those social media channels, listen, you never know how long those are going to last. So please, all things lead back to your website. You got to do SEO and you got to do your email marketing, right? All right. Then you want to set up Google Ads, which is free. You don't have to actually set up an ad account. But the reason you want to do that is you want to compare the paid ad keywords. Keyword research is important. You want to identify your competitors. You want to find the what we call the money keywords, long tail keyword variations, map out a keyword sitemap. You're going to analyze the intent. How much does it cost per keyword? The level of competition for each keyword. Obviously, the volume of each keyword. You're going to be able to identify the questions that people are asking and see how difficult it is for you to rank for those target keywords. So Google Ads will allow you to do that with the keyword planner. So when you put that together within a free account on SEMRush, Ahrefs, and then you've got your Google Search Console, you are going to be so far ahead of everyone else. And even if you plan on hiring an agency or a freelance contractor to do your digital marketing, this is time that is really well spent. You're probably going to spend 5 to 10 hours to learn the basics here, understand each tool. And then when your team comes back to you to deliver these strategies, you'll be so far ahead of that. So of course, you want to have ChatGPT. ChatGPT today is going to be a very important tool for your SEO for so many reasons. You can identify key insights, put the data into ChatGPT and ask it to give you insights. You can also create meta tags, meta descriptions, focus keywords, all sorts of things for each type of content that you are trying to rank for. Of course, you can use pushbio.io, which is a link web app. So it allows you to create landing pages with these different bio links. So you can host all your different links on one quick, easy page of Pushbio. So that's to me, one of the important tools. I use it all the time. And then YouTube Analytics, you're going to have a YouTube channel. Why? Because YouTube is arguably the second largest search engine, also owned by Google. So for those of you who are on YouTube, great, you know the power of YouTube and the analytics and the YouTube Studio, but you want to be able to have that and understand how to create titles, how to create descriptions, which categories or playlists you want to put in. That's important as well. Now, as far as like educating yourself about SEO, I'm pretty specific about that. Over the years, I will tell you that most of what I've seen on YouTube and anywhere else, even in the podcast circles, the majority of what I see out there, no offense to all the different creators who are putting this stuff out there, is not that good. It's just not that good. And again, I'm not offending anybody specifically, because the truth is, the people who've been doing SEO and digital marketing for a long time know that most of what these guys have to offer isn't that great at all. People are just trying to make a quick buck. Oftentimes, they have no expertise in this industry. SEO is hard. It doesn't happen fast for any organization. It's like trying to emulate someone's creation on social media and say, hey, I know exactly when and how I'm going to go viral. No one knows. There is no specific recipe. Okay. And now, of course, you could take the outliers like Mr. Beast and others, but forget the outliers. The majority of us, I don't care how big you are, well, what a brand, if you're an athlete or famous person, the truth is the most of the content that you make just kind of does okay, right? And if it could be consistent if you're a brand with millions of clients, but if you're a small creator, a solopreneur, don't expect to create content on a daily and then just see everything skyrocket. It doesn't happen that way. But the resources that I would recommend is SEO Roundtable. So you can use the website. You can look them up on YouTube. SEO Roundtable, got a great group of guys over there and girls. If you're looking for books, I can recommend a lot of books, but as far as like ebooks that you could download for free, Bruce Clay, you go to bruceclay.com. His company out there in California, they do a great job with SEO content. If you're looking for a podcast, I like Search Off the Record. It's pretty dry, straightforward, a lot like what you see on Google Search Central, which is Search Liaison. So if you're looking for content on YouTube, there's all these different playlists within Google Search Central. So on YouTube, Google Search Central, you're going to find some of the podcasts that are also Search Off Record. So, but the reason why we keep mentioning Google over and over is because they still dominate the world of search engine. So, search engine results pages are still, dominated by them, and Bing is encroaching on them a little bit, but they're still nowhere near what Google does for search. And then I also like Search Engine Journal's podcast, as well as the website, Search Engine Journal. My buddy over there, Brent Satoras, is great. I mean, this guy's been in the world of digital marketing for a long time, probably like at least 20 years. And we used to go to conferences together, but him and his team do a great job with the podcast there. And so you should definitely check that out. As far as conferences, if you're a creator and saying, hey, you know what, I definitely want to build my SEO, then you cannot miss State of Search. State of Search this year, I believe, is in Dallas, and it's coming up in November, I believe November 13th and 14th. So check it out in Dallas. State of Search is a great place to go. Other than that, all the tools that I've mentioned here for you, these are so important for you. And I get it. You're thinking, listen, Alex, I'm a creator. I'm a musician. I'm a, recipe creator. I am a, church pastor. You're creating different types of contents for different audience, right? I get it. And you're thinking, I'm just going to do it on social or my podcast, on my YouTube show. But look, your website versus social are two very different channels for your audience. And so what you need to do, and this is not subjective advice, this is like solid advice that I'm giving you all here and the Push Forward, is that you want to create content that you control, and you want to be able to control the communication. The best way you can do that is on your website. So learn about how keywords work on page, how to do quality content, backlinks, all of that. And if you put, I'd say, at least 10 hours into all these channels, which we're going to post the links here in the show notes, if you take the time, and even if you hire out, I am telling you, you're going to be so much better off with your SEO, and it'll pay dividends. Is it going to happen in day one? No. It might take a year. But once it does, you will have a stream of traffic coming through to your website and helping you grow your creation. Well, there you have it, guys. A quick but thorough primer on SEO for content creators. And if you found this episode useful, don't forget to subscribe and leave us a review. You can also head over to our website to find the tools we mentioned today, along with some additional resources to help you on your SEO journey. Thank you for joining us on the Push Forward podcast. Remember, it's not about how you go, right? It's not about how fast you go, but it's about pushing forward. I'm your host, Alex, signing off until the next episode where we continue to elevate your content game. Take care.